Okay, so we'll move on to contact builder, okay, which is a part of audience builder over here. So click on contact builder. Okay, so what all do I get on top? List of all the contacts, of course. So these are all the contacts that are there as a part of your structure. If you see, these are all the contacts. Okay, let's say 1008 contacts it holds for you. Okay, and then of course you can filter it by today, 7 days, etc., etc. Source from which it is coming is whether it's SMS, push, email, etc., etc. So you can configure them or look at them from that perspective. Okay, so this is all contacts. It gives you the list of all the contacts which are existing in your marketing cloud account. Then there is something called data sources. So this is more of from a perspective of if you have Salesforce marketing cloud, sorry, Salesforce integrated, you want to link that. So those kind of activities can be done with the help of various data sources. Okay, so let's say for example, system synchronized. There's no synchronized system. View attributes. I'll click on. So what essentially we are doing over here is, which is not too much of our concern, to be honest. We should be targeting more on relationship, but just, yeah, these are the various data sources, system data sources that are available, and we can take their advantage of it. So this is marketing cloud only. Okay, this is email applications, this is mobile applications, yeah, predictive ones, which is not enabled in our case, but these are the different data sources within the system that I can actually can take help of. So not for our concern, to be honest, over here. This is something which is important. Data extensions. Data extensions are also there in email studio and in contact builder. So contact builder is a newer form of data management in marketing cloud. All these options are available. In fact, some of more options are available in email studio data extensions. If you remember email studio data extension, just quickly, yes. So if you remember this list, if you click over here, I'll get a list of all the data extensions. Similarly, in contact builder, you've got data extensions. I would recommend you to use data extensions from here apart from there, rather compared to you using it from email studio. The reason being, this is more new. Salesforce is working a lot on actually making this platform live, sorry, new as per Salesforce standards, because as you know, this is a exact target name of the company which actually Salesforce bought in, I think, back in 2014 and rechristened it to Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So there's a lot of things which are legacy, which are created by exact target, but things are changing slowly. Salesforce is making changes. As I told you, they put 5 releases in a year compared to 3 releases for other sales clouds, other clouds. This has got 5 releases. One happened in last August, and this is upcoming is happening in October 26th. So that's how the frequency of releases are. So they keep on changing different things. Okay, so long story short, we should be using data extensions from here. What are the important things from data extensions, especially from a testing purposes, is you can actually create records manually from here. This I learned the hard way. uh, if you go in that data extension email studio, you cannot create any records manually. So this is specifically important if you are doing the testing. You cannot create any records over here. You have to upload it, import, export, clear data. There's no create record over here, which is present over here. Create record, that's what we are doing. Create manual records, one add record. So that is really important for us. If you're testing, you're making some changes on the run and seeing how it is coming out, so that is really important over here. So that's the difference, and as I said, a recommended best practice would be to use data extensions. Okay, then we have got imports. So these are all the imports that you have done into this see all this which has been done. So this gives you a list of those imports. Of course, there are certain actions that you can perform, delete, again do that start that import. Nothing for our importance. What I would like to talk in detail about is specifically in this whole data management tool of marketing cloud is data designer. So data designer is nothing. I'll just decrease the size. Okay, so these are the groups of attributes. Okay, all the spokes, these are all the attribute groups. What is the attribute group? Group is something which a similar form of groups of attributes. So our use case would be, for example, if we are doing implementation for client, okay, which has got, let's take a classic example of our customer data and store data. So customer data has couple of columns, and the foreign key is store ID, and there's another table called store data. Store data's primary key is store ID, and but it is not sendable. It's just storing some store preferences in that table, not sendable. So these are the two tables that we spoke about. So these two tables can be utilized to actually create a relationship. It's attribute value to group. Basically, there are certain attributes about a contact, and it's a group of it. Correct? Understood? So we'll create a new attribute group. I have created it over here, and that's how I've started doing it and created some relationships amongst them. I'll click on this. Okay, so I'll just increase the size over here. I'll collapse it. Okay, so these are the, if you see from the beginning, this is the contact. These are the two tables which are related to each other. So test customer data I said, and test products. Let me expand it to show you the meaning of it. So this table contains the customer data. Okay, customer ID. Why it's not showing product right now? Just give me a moment. Okay, probably it's not visible, but yeah, so this data extension is test customer data. Okay, and then it has got these fields, product ID as well. So now there's another table which is called, I can keep on plus and actually extend it, and you can, there's another table called test product, which has got product ID, product name, and description. So product ID is the common field, so I need to link it. How do I do that? If I click on it, this relationship, it allows me to actually, first of all, to say many, one to many, many to one, that kind of relationship. It will allow me to do that. So one customer can have one kind of product configured. So that's my use case. Sorry, many, I can purchase many products. So one customer has got many products. So if you see on the left hand side, I'll just double click on product ID, it went over there. And so basically I'm saying the relationship is based on a product ID. So this is the common field, so I actually involved it over here. That's how it is related. So one person, that's how it's read, one customer can have multiple products. And what is the common field based on which we can do queries? It's product ID. So I've actually included that. Let me see if I have access to delete this, create new one for you. To be honest, these all activities you won't be doing it. I mean, in an enterprise use case, you won't be touching this at all. This will be automatically created and given it to you because you are email marketers, digital marketers. You won't be doing that, but it's always handsome and good to actually know about how things are already set up in the system. If you have any client org, I would actually highly recommend you to go to audience builder, contact builder, and see data designer and see what all they have actually done. Don't make any changes to it, just view that, don't save any changes, that's it. Okay, try and do that.
Pankaj,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you have just told that we can link two Ds which are having a say common field, right? Like product ID,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what if I have two Ds in which one is customer ID and second is employee ID, and the name is just different, but the data will be the same. Means the customer ID having the same data as of the employee ID. So can
So
we link that too also, or
same thing.
it requires same particular name for that
So the
common
logic
name?
remains the same. No, no, not name. You will tell them. You tell
Yeah.
the system that these two columns are similar. Name can be different, but you are instructing that. So if you see on the right hand side, these are the attribute libraries. These are some inbuilt attributes that are already there. See,
Mm-hmm.
I have created a custom one, which is there.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing happens if you go in a journey. These are all the data that is there on a contacts. Everything is there. So I'll just give you a quick glimpse. I need to go to journey. So where I need to go, I need to, okay, let me put an entry source. So not over here, but let me just select something and show you. So this same configuration, you can see what you have created. See, contact data, correct. Now, see, this is a similar structure we saw over there on data designer, remember? And this is our attribute group that we have created. If I click on this, this is the first table, test customer data. Again, click on it, it points me to the next table, but also gives me the columns for this. Again, if I click on product data, I give some other columns. So that's the relationship through which you can actually reach different tables. So that's the advantage I wanted to show you once you've configured it over here. Okay, so again click on this and then I'll get the data. See, this is the first table, its values, its columns rather, fields, and then the next one which is linked. So I can traverse, you see, I can traverse to multiple tables if they are related to each other. And that is what you do in SQL queries. And SQL queries, what you're trying to do, like you're trying to create joins. What do? Basically, you're saying you want to fetch the data of, let's say if I go to this attribute group. So I want to fetch, let's say, select. Okay, everybody understands at least in at English level what SQL query I generally talk about, how we talk about. So everybody is of the same on the same page, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say in this relationship that I have created, okay, I want to fetch product name. Okay, I want to fetch the product name for a particular customer, but since I don't have that product name in this table, I cannot directly fetch it. But if these two tables are related, so I can use a bridge is a product ID field over here and here. So what I can do is select, let's say, product name. Okay, let's select product name from this table, test product data, sorry, test customer data, where product ID of, let's say product ID, let's say PID dot test customer data equals PID. In this case, let me name something else. So product name dot test product, sorry, product ID, PID of test product. Understood or confused?
Yeah, so basically you just linked the product ID of test customer data with the test product.
Correct.
So, and you can use the product data
Relationship.
or customer data extension to call the product ID values from either of the tables.
Correct. You can, it's basically from test customer data. I mean, you can do it from test product anyways, but test customer data say you can call the values over here. And the bridge is product ID column, which is common for both of them. And the name and nomenclature can be different. So this could be product ID, this could be PID, for example. But you need to explain it to the system that both of them are same. And once you do that and create a relationship, you're sorted in terms of the relationship. So that is what, of course, this is a very simple example wherein there are two tables involved. There could be multiple tables involved, relationships. So that makes it a bit complex. But to start with, this is how we should actually start looking at it, wherein you create relationships between two tables, two data extensions in this case, and try and fetch data from the second one with the help of a common column. In this case, it's product ID, like that.
So Pankaj, it will only just call the common values, right?
Common value is a bridge. You can call all the values from here.
No,
So
if you're using SQL, then I'm saying if you're using SQL and using inner join or left join.
so that is what, depending on what kind of join you are using, left,
Yes.
right, or inner join, depending on that. But
Hmm.
I mean, I just took an SQL parallels or corresponding to explain you. But in this case, if strictly talking about this, I can fetch all these values if I want
Okay.
to, because the relationship is there. Okay, so this is,
Mhm.
on a high level I wanted to talk about data designer part, wherein you should understand this, how it is constructed. This is a single contact, that is me, and these are my different attributes. So in this case, for example, this is my product data, this could be my some other data, this employee data, this could be some other data, push, this is for example. So this could be different type of data, these kind of data. These are all system ones which are all automatically created, and this is the last one that I have created for myself. And you can create it for yourself by clicking over here. Okay, create. Then there's something called populations. This is something you shouldn't actually touch too much. System doesn't recommend creating more than couple of populations. It's basically a certain set of people. Okay, don't touch that population, only use attribute groups. It's not recommended to use that unless you have some very specific use case which we don't have, so let's not touch that. So this is, I wanted to talk about data designer and contact builder, wherein in the beginning I mentioned about. So understood what is the main use at this point in time for us is to create relationships between data extensions and fetch the data from the first one itself. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was about audience builders, contact management, data management of marketing cloud. Not to your concern, but you should be aware कि कैसे extract करते हैं data, so that you are aware कि कभी कभी जरूरत हो तो. So that's it from my side for today. So we had completed Mobile Studio. Ciao. Have a nice day. Bye bye.